The 2K Sports pregame show.
I like that one.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And it is Clipper basketball tonight as the Los Angeles Clippers go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, for Minnesota, playing above 500 in the last few weeks, not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. And with the All-Star game almost upon us, lots of fond memories, I'm thinking. Shaq, I mean, you're three-time MVP of this contest. Tell us about one of your favorite All-Star moments.
My first MVP I shared with the great Tim Duncan, a.k.a. Big Fundamentals, but I took the award from him. I said, hey, you already got one of those rings. I'm taking the trophy.
You know what? I hate to give you this kind of props, Shaq, but it really astounds me. You're one of only 3 players to win the All-Star Game MVP, the regular season MVP, and the Finals MVP all in the same year. Forget about a different time span. All in the same. That's an incredible feat, big man.
It's not incredible. Who's the other 2?
The other 2, I would probably say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would be one, and I would say Michael Jordan would be the second. And if they're not, I don't. You know, we'll find out.
They're logical guesses.
We'll have them by next. We'll have them by halftime. We'll have them by halftime.
What we're trying to do, Shaq, is say that we are very impressed with you, and we consider ourselves very lucky to be sitting here with you. Am I going too far now on that, Kenny?
Well, yeah. Well, the sugar
Thank
that you're
you, I
doing
said,
is a little bit too much.
Yeah. Let me enjoy my moment.
A little too sweet on the sugar right now.
My bad. Let's go courtside.
We are live at the Staples Center for a Western Conference contest with the Los Angeles Clippers here in L.A. For the Timberwolves, this is the last game before heading back to Minnesota. And it goes without saying they're very happy to have Jamal Crawford back.
Evan, you know, injuries can really be tough. The pain, the rehab, the monotony, not being able to help your team out on the court, all of that weighs on you. I'm sure he's excited and relieved to be back in uniform.
And he's been working very hard to get to this point. I mean, that rehab is always a challenge, so you know he won't take it for granted.
It'll be Los Angeles off the tip. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. Garnett out there with Towns. And it's Rubio in at the 1. Now here's Redick. Paul goes in. That's good. Paul's got the game going with his first points of the game for the Clippers.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Here's Martin. At the top of the key, Towns. The feed now to Rubio. On the wing, Wiggins. Just 5 to shoot. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, guys, in the NBA, you learn things by doing them in game-time action. And Andrew Wiggins had plenty of time to learn on the job. He was second in the league in minutes played last season, only behind James Harden.
Looking over the numbers again, Greg. Wiggins logged a ton of minutes as a rookie, over 36 minutes a game, Clark. That led all rookies in the NBA.
And how about leading everybody in the league in minutes played after the All-Star break, Kevin? Almost 40 minutes a game is what he averaged after the All-Star break.
And both free throws good for Wiggins. On defense, Minnesota.
They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers. And just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building or something, but they really looked rattled.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the stripe clearly had an impact on that game.
Here's Paul, following the score by Kevin Martin. Picked by Griffin. From downtown, Kevin Martin grabs the board.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
Rubio right side. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Last time they met was in Minnesota, where they beat the Timberwolves.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
Very satisfying performance, Greg, and one they'll look to repeat tonight. I mean, they ended up winning it going away.
Here's Rubio after Paul Pierce's score. Here's Garnett. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Garnett's got his first bucket of the night.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
Paul against Rubio. Paul dishes to Cantor. Launches it. Again, the miss by Paul.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Out to the wing. There's the three. And Garnett misses. The Los Angeles Clippers, they come into this one following a loss to Chicago.
And that was a stinker. I mean, that's one of those games where you really can't find anything that they did well. The game just got out of hand and really just a shaky performance across the board.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with you, and you know how optimistic and positive I am, but it's hard for me to find anything positive to take away from that. That's a game you just want to forget about as soon as you can.
Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir. Here's Pierce. Following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Shot clock at 5. Releases. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
Now here's Garnett. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And that one's good. Wiggins.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their pass.
Here is Paul. Following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. They get a hand on it. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Goes up, and it's slammed in by Garnett.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Pierce. Clippers trail by 8. Paul with the ball. He's coming off a 28-point game against Chicago.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
Crawford's shot is good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And the dunk by Towns.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And, Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
The Clippers have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. There's a screen by Cantor. Rubio against Paul. Here's Redick. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
A delicious dime from Chris Paul there.
Minnesota leading by 6. Well, at this point in his career, Clark, it's safe to call Chris Paul one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, without question. I mean, for a long time, it was hard to argue that Chris Paul wasn't the top point guard in the league. Even now, you can make arguments for others, but Paul is always going to be in the conversation.
Shoots from 12, and it's Martin that time on the assist by Rubio. Martin's got his second basket.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar. They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Garnett outside. 6 to shoot. Martin kicks to Rubio. No good on the 3.
And with Paul, it is all about his consistency. Other point guards will have better years or stretches than him, but he just puts up huge numbers year in and year out, literally like clockwork.
Don't take your eyes off of him, because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, I had a chance to speak with head coach Doc Rivers. We talked about the challenges posed by a player like Ricky Rubio, such a tremendous passer and floor general. Coach said, we know he can make plays, but making shots is where he's been less effective. We need to focus on staying home and forcing him to beat us with his scoring. Guys, we'll see if they can limit his highlight reel dimes. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Los Angeles calls timeout.
You know, it's amazing to me how little fanfare CP3 gets. I mean, he's not a flashy player, but you look at his effectiveness on the court, and he's a once-in-a-generation kind of talent. I mean, he's done it all his entire career.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchup.
Yeah, I agree with you, because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
For the Clippers, Smith comes in for Cantor. Lance Stevenson subbed in for J.J. Redick. On defense, Minnesota, 6-point lead. Martin against Crawford. Releases from 15. Rubio missing again.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Timberwolves leading by 6. Garnett outside. A three-pointer. Wiggins, and that one's good. Wiggins has got 9.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
Well, guys, Josh Smith, an interesting case. Clark, he shot about 2 triples a game last year, yet for the last 3 seasons, his free throw percentage has been under, surprisingly, 55%.
Yeah, and that's terribly troubling. I mean, his three-point percentage improved in Houston, but the free throws, really, he can do much better than that. You look at his stroke, I think it's just a matter of concentration with Josh.
And with Smith and his shooting, a lot of it is mental. I mean, he has a terrific stroke from anywhere. The free throws are all in his head because he can make threes. He's just got to be a little more focused.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Zhang's checked in.
And, you know, thinking again about Smith, he made some big shots for the Rockets last year, but you never know quite what you're going to get with him taking perimeter shots.
Now here's Towns. He had 15 points last outing, and now it's a double-digit lead. And it's an 11-point Timberwolves lead.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Now Martin. He has 6. Rubio outside. Fires for 3. And Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Hall. can't get it to go. And that concludes the first quarter of play. And let's take a moment to hear a little bit from Josh Smith about his development throughout his NBA career. Kind of hear that growth in his voice, don't you think? And it's interesting to hear Josh Smith talking about getting introspective about himself and his game at this point of his career.
You know, that's a great point there, Kevin. I mean, like he says, he really has grown tremendously as a player, as a teammate, as a man, and just as an adult person in society. And he's become a real credit to our game.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Rubio and Martin are their backcourt. Towns is out there with Gorgie Dang. And it's Wiggins in at the 3 slot.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
So for the Clippers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Griffin. And Pierce subbed in for Lance Stevenson. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Now, here's Rubio. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Lakers. Martin for 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Yeah, 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond. A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
And he gets the bucket. 14 points for Andrew Wiggins.
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots, and quite honestly, it's paid off for them.
Los Angeles calls timeout. You look at Gorgie Dang and his development in the league out of Louisville. What a big jump for him last season.
And that's a great point. That first year, you could tell the game was a little too fast, and he was a bit overwhelmed, but started to get more and more minutes throughout the season and really blossomed with the extra opportunity.
J.J. Redick's checked in for the Clippers. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for the Timberwolves. And here are the Clippers now. They trail by 14. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando, and they'll take on the Magic. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Now here's Wiggins. He's got 14. Pierce the pass to Redick. He goes up again. Kanter. Shot is no good. And Minnesota will come the other way. Martin wide open. He fires. And another 3 for Minnesota.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And it's Smith finishing it off.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Pekovic attacking. Stolen by Kanter. Outside, Pierce. Elbow shot is on the way. It's in. That's his third field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Rubio with it. Chris Paul covering. Up top, Pekovic. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And also, he competed on the backboards. That also had a lot to do with the game.
Pierce dishes to Paul. To the paint, here's Smith. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 7th assist here tonight.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations, really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Thinking about Doc Rivers being a leader, he was like that on the floor, Clark, as well. You know that. You went against him.
A leader and a winner, no doubt about it. And there have been a lot of coaches that came from his old Celtics team. And of all of them, perhaps the least surprising is Doc Rivers for the reasons we just mentioned. Leader and coach on the floor.
And he makes both free throws. Clippers trail by 11. From downtown, that's a bucket. His 3rd of the game. He shot the ball 7 times.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Timberwolves have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. Ball against Rubio. Feeds it to Garnett. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Paul outside. Pierce kicks to Crawford. Passes it to Paul. 6 on the shot clock. Redick for 3. It's Redick on the wing. Pass to Cantor. Over Martin. Cantor's shot is off.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Now, here's Rubio after Enes Kanter's miss. Here's Towns. Redick with the rebound. Clippers trail by 10. Kanter sets the pick for Redick. To the paint, and stolen by Wiggins. He dishes it to Garnett. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Garnett's got 8.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And guys, KG is so loved and has given so much to the area of Minneapolis, St. Paul, the state of Minnesota. He really, Clark, views it as his home.
And Kevin, you started with him there in Minnesota
Yes.
when he got underway in the league. Fans love having him there and involved with the franchise again for sure.
Here's Redick following the score by Kevin Martin. Kanter, the pass to Paul. There's a screen by Kanter. Redick against Rubio. Just 4 to shoot. Shot, high post. The shot by Redick, no good. Timberwolves leading by 14. Outside, Martin. Dishes to Rubio. Garnett, the screen. Rubio misses.
Good little 2-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Towns at the elbow. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. And it's 8 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now, here's Rubio. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. And now Redick pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And he trims the lead to single digits. Redick's got 7 points in the game.
Now that's a momentum shifter there. A steal leading straight to a quick bucket.
Yeah, and a great way, Clark, to capitalize on the turnover. Don't waste any time. Get the ball right up the court.
Towns, no luck. Clippers trail by 9. Jacks up a 3. And again, J.J. Redick for 3. Redick's got 8 points in the quarter. Here's Martin. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Lakers.
And also, he competed on the backboards. That also had a lot to do with the game.
Wiggins left side. Fires the 3. And Kevin Martin hits from deep. Martin's got 19 points.
Well, he can give as good as he gets.
Gamesmanship going on right here. You've seen it, Greg. You know exactly what's going on right there. He answers right back with that 3 of his own.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Timberwolves ahead, up by 9. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, I have Josh Smith. And Josh, what is it going to take in this game in the second half to come out with a win?
Everybody's got to get involved. Whenever we have the opportunity to run the floor and get out and get some easy layups, be able to do that and be able to finish plays. And that's all we have to do, and I think we'll be okay.
Josh, thank you for the time. Guys, over to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. Kevin Martin has been getting it done. He ended up with 19 points and 3 rebounds. It's really great to see him back to what appears to be top form coming off the injury. There's a sense of reassurance that he's healthy after the first 2 quarters back. And Shaq, what do you think about what we saw from Minnesota?
Well, in terms of running a smooth, efficient offense, they've been as good as it gets. The looks they've created have been high percentage. The ball is moving, guys are rotating. That's what got them those good looks, Ernie. And this is the reason they got that nice lead.
Kenny, what's your take on the Clippers?
Can this team please get fired up on defense? I mean, get angry, get upset. Guys are way too soft and giving up way too many good looks. At some point, you got to draw the line in the sand. Be like, okay, who's crossing this line? If you're coming over here, I'm taking a hard foul, and I'm going to resist you on defense.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
The second half just about to get going here. Really an incredible game from Kevin Martin.
It's as if he can get to the rim any time he wants. And in that first half, he wanted to quite a bit.
And that's where his points were coming from. I mean, the defense has to do a much better job of challenging him at the rim.
Timberwolves leading by 9. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Pierce out there with Griffin. And it's Cantor in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Garnett dishes to Muhammad. Timberwolves passing it around. Jang, no luck.
High quality shot, just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him S-H-H-ing, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Clark.
And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game.
And regarding Griffin's low block shot number, for some guys, they simply lack a certain feel, Clark, for blocking shots.
Yeah, you know, there's something about the aptitude for shot blocking that sometimes is understated. Just because you're a high flyer in the front court doesn't mean you're going to block a lot of shots.
Griffin hits them both. Here's Levine. Right wing. And Muhammad kicks to Levine. There's the pass to Dang. Pulls up. And the jumper is good. Jang's got his first basket of the night. Clippers trail by 9. Paul outside. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Pass to Griffin. Left side Pierce. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. 10 points for Paul Pierce.
Boy, just a lovely dish by Griffin.
Kicks it to Jang. It's Miller on the wing. Lets the 3 fly. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Paul outside. He feeds it to Griffin. Picked by Griffin. Pierce with it. Now Garnett defending. 5 to shoot. Pulls it up. The shot by Pierce will not go.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Garnett kicks to Muhammad. Shoots the 3. And it's Griffin with the rebound. Clippers trail by 10. The dish to Reddick. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Reddick's got 12 points in the game. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Miller kicks to Zhang. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And for Gorgui Dieng, an intelligent guy with strong physical attributes, gigantic arm span, but extremely raw skill-wise.
Yeah, his game still needs plenty of polish on both ends of the floor, but I really felt like he took a huge leap last season, and he has the intensity along with that work ethic to continue to grow.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
You know, on the topic of Zhang, he did improve in practically every category in year 2. Offensively, though, he still looked a bit mechanical. And on defense, he still went for too many head fakes, but you've got to like his upside.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Cantor. Lance Stevenson comes in for Pierce. And Anthony Morrow subbed in for J.J. Redick. Stevenson can't hit.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot. And talking about Gorgui Dieng, he recorded 22 points and 21 rebounds in the game his rookie season. Amazingly, it was the first ever 2020 game by a Timberwolves rookie. The Wolves, of course, once home to Kevin Garnett and Kevin Love, so that's pretty good company.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
During that break, Coach Rivers had some words for his team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Blake Griffin. When Coach addressed the guys in the huddle, his message was clear. Quote, he's who we want getting the bulk of the touches. He is who we want making our decisions. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Paul. Following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Paul outside. Down low. Griffin attacking.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Rubio, the pass to Dang. Back to Rubio. The steal. And here is Paul. 8 points for him. Here's Stevenson. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. Timberwolves leading by 7. Now the feed to Wiggins. Fires the three. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat.
Stevenson drives in. Misses in close. Minnesota's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. And that one's good. Wiggins.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Stevenson right side. Wide open look, and that one's good. Stevenson's got 4 points this quarter. Now, here's Rubio. Garnett outside. Kicks it out to Wiggins. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Screen by Smith. Feeds to Griffin. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
His eyes just simply light up when he gets that close to the bucket. And you just know what he's going to do with the basketball.
Passes it to Dang. Back to Rubio. Jang against Griffin. 6 on the shot clock. The 11-footer. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
And one thing we know is that across the board in the NBA, attendance is up all over. Franchise values are also at an all-time high. Overseas, the game continues to grow as well.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Timberwolves.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, but also give them credit for the layups they've had tonight after strong drives to the basket.
And the Clippers making a change here. Crawford's checked in, and the Timberwolves also making a change. Towns, he's checked in for Kevin Garnett. Good on both. And the media deal in play says a lot about the popularity. It's not just broadcast. Fans are showing up as well.
Sellouts were at a record 700 last season, Kevin. The previous record was 676, almost 22 million regular season fans. That's a big number.
Towns kicks to Zhang, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Zhang's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Here's Morrow, covered by Rubio. Here's Crawford. Minnesota with the rebound. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this, for his career. 15,806 career assists, a record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor, controlled the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
First one falls for him.
How about Wiggins in this one? 25 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those 3-point shots.
You said it. His long-range jumpers are having a deadly effect.
Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Gorgui Dang. And both free throws good for Wiggins.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, as cool as can be, Clark. Great focus and efficiency. That's how they built this lead.
Now, here's Stevenson. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
And Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He's spent some time at power forward, Clark. He's spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
Good on the second free throw. There's 1:17 left to play in the third. Rubio dishes to Wiggins. They set the pick. He kicks it to Martin. Back to Pekovic. Puts it up from 15. Towns, the pass to Wiggins. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Wiggins has got 28 points for the game. Clippers trail by 18. Pekovic with the rebound.
This is not the slam dunk contest. You don't get do-overs. You got to finish the job.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Clippers have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half, up to this point going 7 of 14. Picked by Griffin. And here's Morrow outside. No luck. And Minnesota now the other way.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Crawford after the made shot from Ricky Rubio. Crawford against Martin. Crawford kicks to Smith. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Smith's got 9 points. 6 seconds left in the third quarter. Martin with it. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Here's Paul. On the court for Minnesota. Rubio and Martin are their backcourt. Pekovic is out there with Shabazz Muhammad. And it's Towns in its center. Crawford, no luck.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Outside, Martin. Three-pointer. No luck, and it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Now Crawford. And the wide-open shot from Redick. Nailed from three-point land. Redick's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Los Angeles. And Rubio kicks to Pekovic. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. And the Timberwolves lead by 20.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
Here's Cantor following the basket by Nikola Pekovic. Offensive rebound, tries again, and Cantor with the lay-in. Good.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Now, here's Rubio. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
And guys, for Nikola Pekovic, NBA scouts said he needed work on his shot coming in, yet he's money from mid-range at times, especially at the charity stripe. One of the best free throw shooting bigs we have in our league.
And back to Pekovic at the free throw line. Clark, he has consistently been around 75% for his career.
And Kevin, last season he got that number up to 84%. And he also gives you really good effort in the paint on both ends of the floor.
And so Pekovic nails both of them. And last season, an injury-filled one for Nikola Pekovic. Played only 31 games before he was sidelined. Clark with an Achilles injury.
Yeah, and, you know, he wasn't even playing quite up to par before the injury, Kevin. After shooting well over 50% in each of his first 4 seasons, he dropped to under 43% last year.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And on the subject of Pekovic, last season was another difficult step back for him physically. At some point, one wonders if his whole career becomes in jeopardy. It just takes so much effort to keep coming back.
Bielitsa, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. And the second free throw, good.
And guys, I for one can relate to what Pekovic is going through. I mean, it's not easy as a big man to get those injuries to your legs. I mean, you're carrying a lot of weight and force around. I mean, let's hope Nikola finds a little more luck going forward as far as the injuries.
Pass to Muhammad. He dishes it to Rubio. Now here's Towns. Pierce covering. Tries again. And Towns finishes inside. Clippers trail by 21. Paul dishes to Reddick. Back to Paul. And he uses the glass on the layup. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 13 assists. Minnesota's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. They set the pick. Rubio the pass to Muhammad. Shot clock at 6. Martin kicks to Rubio. A baseline J. The Clippers grab the miss. Cantor's got his 5th rebound in this one. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Here's Reddick. Outside Pierce. Cans the shot with nobody near him. So it's the Timberwolves now. Kevin Martin on the wing. Here's Towns. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Towns has got 4 points in the quarter.
Love the assist. I mean, he knew exactly where that bounce pass had to be to create that opportunity.
Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
And Clark, that's really deflating for a team to cough up the ball and have it turn into points immediately on the other end.
You know, Greg, it feels like giving up 2 baskets, the one you didn't get and then the one you allow the opponent to get.
Now here's Reddick.
You know, it hasn't always been the case in the NBA, but parity is at a great spot right now. Every team can compete for a title or end up last in their conference, it seems. It's something the NBA wanted and ultimately now has achieved.
Here's Towns after the basket by Los Angeles. And here is Muhammad. To the paint, knocked away, and stolen by Reddick. Here's Paul. Kicks it to Cantor. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
And that helps, Clark. They've gotten extra trips to the foul line, and they need that to continue if they're going to get back in this game.
Now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Cantor. And the Clippers making a change here. Griffin's checked in. Minnesota also making some changes. Garnett comes in for Bielitsa. And Andrew Wiggins is subbed in for Muhammad. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Now here is Martin. And it's Rubio penetrating.
And Ricky Rubio, one of the youngest international basketball stars ever. We started hearing about him in the U.S. back when he was 16. And even then, powerful teams in Europe were all vying for his services.
No good on that one. He hits the second from the line. Clippers trail by 18. Dishes to Redick. That's good. And going back to Rubio, Clark, his natural instincts in every phase of the game, as Greg was just talking about, are really second to none. In 06, he led Spain to a championship, registering 3 triple-doubles and 1 quadruple-double. Wow.
And despite those gaudy numbers, you just never know with an international star if, in fact, his game will translate to the NBA. Rubio's game obviously has.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Andrew Wiggins really making a difference here.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
Clippers trail by 18. Now the pass to Griffin. Shoots from 12. And there's the goal on Karl Anthony Towns. That'll be his second foul of the game. Paul outside. Pass to Griffin. Over Garnett. And Griffin with the score. The assist by Paul. 14 points for Blake Griffin.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Kicks to Towns. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his 6th rebound on the night. Paul outside for the 3. Rebound Minnesota. Wiggins has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And it's Garnett at the elbow. And it's good from the elbow. And the Timberwolves lead by 18.
No hesitation when he saw the space the D was giving him. That's 2.
Paul dishes to Redick. He feeds it to Cantor. Pass to Paul. Inside. Here's Pierce. Good, and Paul gets the assist. 16 points for Paul Pierce.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Rubio the pass to Towns. Chris Paul grabs the miss. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Redick is in the corner. Cantor sets the pick for Redick. Feeds it to Cantor. Here's Griffin. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Timberwolves.
You know, Clark, when you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Well, you said it all there, Kevin. They were lethal from behind the arc.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only one left to play.
You know, no matter what happens next time they meet, I think this was the biggest game they'll play against each other this season. Getting that 2-1 advantage means so much.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was. For Wiggins, he was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And Rubio kicks to Garnett. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. And the Timberwolves lead by 18.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here for sure.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Andrew Wiggins. He had an outstanding third quarter. Whatever they needed in terms of energy and offense, he was the firepower that propelled them during the second half.
He was up to every single challenge he faced tonight. He was in such control of the ball game. His showcase of his skill set was awesome.
There's no denying Wiggins has almost superhuman athletic ability. But he's not just raw talent, he's got the polish too. And in case you didn't know this little fun fact, he was the first Canadian to win Rookie of the Year. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.